Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Sister Love Squadcast. We're all here and it's the fourth Friday of the month, so we're going to do a top 10 analysis here and talk a little bit about our hot 10s for this month. The theme for this month was 80s and 90s country, so we picked 10 of our favorite 80s, 90s country songs. Elsie, you want to start us off?
Yes. So I'm going to start with one of my favorites. I think it's third because it's not my absolute favorite probably on my list, but it's really high up there, and that's Roll On 18-Wheeler by Alabama. It was released January 6th of 1984, and the B-side was Food on the Table, which, has anyone?
I have never heard of that one.
Okay,
Me
yeah.
neither.
So, for one thing, and Shelley and Jaylee will really appreciate this, one of the songwriters was Dave Loggins, who is second cousins to Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, he did a lot, and he wrote for a lot of people. But one thing I found really interesting about this is it was originally recorded by Randy Parton, who is Dolly's brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know she had a brother that sang.
Yeah, and so, now let me get this straight. The album version is 40 seconds longer, and it has the "How About You, Alabama?" Alabama? There. Roll On. Okay, it has that. And that was actually a Citizens Band radio call that Alabama got and recorded. So that was actually recorded in the 70s. They got that call, and it got recorded somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, and they added it to their song.
Interesting.
So,
That's why you keep footage of everything you can.
yeah, so all the sound effects and the semi and all that isn't in the single version, the 45 version.
Oh,
But
it's only on the album.
Yeah.
And do you have that album?
I do have that album. That one I found that one. I'm like, yes, I definitely need this one because it's got a lot of good songs on it. The producers, Harold Shedd, he was a DJ, engineer, sales manager, and station owner, and he produced albums for Roger Miller, Mel Tillis, Louise Mandrell, Dobie Gray, Willie Nelson. So
That was the producer?
This is one of those songs that you kept telling me and telling me and telling me to listen to. I'm not a huge Alabama fan, although I do like several of their songs. I guess I just don't listen to them that much.
Their songs are fun to sing, too. The harmony
Yeah.
in it is really cool to do.
They are. I will say that. But I do know that once you convince me to just take a listen to the song from beginning to end, it's a good song.
I
And-
hadn't heard it for a long time. I'd heard of it, but it was actually, Mandy was driving me home from orthodontist appointment, and we were stopping at your work to give you lunch.
And because why?
Because you have 90s, 80s radio in your car.
Of country.
And
All the time.
yeah, and I didn't actually get to finish the song, so it was right at the bridge. We got there, so the car turned off. So I didn't get to finish the song, so I had to go back and listen to it.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
have to listen all the way to the end.
Yeah,
So-
but I basically knew what was going to happen.
So,
But-
yeah. No, anybody who is listening, we don't want to give too much away, but it's a great song. It's a story song, and you need to give it a listen.
All right, Shelley.
I guess I'm next. And it took a lot to find anything on any of my songs. But one of the most famous ones, and I think it's my number 9. I could be wrong. Yes, my number 9 song is Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
Oh, yes, the classic.
I love that one.
One interesting fact I found on it is a few months before Parton's song and the film, Scottish singer, I thought she was British, but she's Scottish, singer Sheena Easton released a song called 9 to 5 in
Yep.
the UK.
Yep.
When Easton's song was released in the US the following year, it was renamed Morning Train, in parentheses, 9 to 5, to avoid confusion. Easton's single topped the Billboard Hot 100 3 months after Parton's song left the spot. Despite similar titles, the two songs differ in lyrical themes. We know that.
And the tune. But they are both amazing songs.
They're both really good songs by some great singers.
Sheena's a little bit hard to. Hers is a little bit hard to sing, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm still working on it. Working on it for our 80s shows, but man, her range is something else to be able to hit those high notes. But I am going to do it. I will succeed.
And another note on that, all the hate Dolly got for that song was ridiculous because performers have way worse hours than 9 to 5.
I know. I always think
true.
like because she did get a lot of flack for that because 9 to 5 is a cushy position, and what do you know about that? You're a performer. No, you see when Dolly's singing it, she's talking about 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's the performer's schedule.
Yep, shows are always in the evening. You're always driving home late. You're always, yep. But I think that it's brilliant, the arrangement and everything of this song. I mean, you hear the traffic, that build up, that dun 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 dun.
Yes.
I mean, when it comes on, you know what song's coming.
It makes the song.
And the way that she sings with that Dolly flair, it's like you hear her tumbling out of bed and stumbling to that kitchen.
I'm going to say something that may be controversial in some people's eyes, but I highly dislike the version with Kelly Clarkson.
Agreed.
I'll agree.
Yeah.
It takes anything out of it.
Well, plus it's like in Dolly's version, yeah, you feel the frustration, but you also feel that, there is a reason that she's doing it, and there's always a little hope that, things could get better or things are going to, or, there's another purpose. She has a life. There's life in it. In Dolly and Kelly's version, it's dead.
I feel like even Dolly seems sad singing it.
Yeah, it's so dead.
It's depressing.
Well, Dolly's version, there's other people in it with you,
Right.
sharing the 9 to 5 experience, whatever
Right.
that might be.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
But I do feel like a lot of people now do feel, actually, probably could relate more to the Kelly Clarkson and Dolly Parton version. Because I feel like there are more people in jobs that they don't have a passion to do.
Or maybe it's just perspective. I think that there's a lot of things in this world. I mean, now we're getting kind of deep, but I think there's a lot of things in this world that we've started to lose gratitude because everything's come
True.
so instantaneous. Where think about people that went through the Depression. They would love to have the job you have, whether
Right.
it's your passion or not. If
Yeah.
it's something that's paying the bills, I think that people, have a more dreary outlook. Whereas in the other one, even though it's like, frustrating and like not where you want to be, there's still gratitude you feel
Yes.
in the tune, in the arrangement, in the whole outlook.
Yeah, that kind of leads me into my song. I was thinking about this. It's called Little Bitty
Oh, that's a good one.
by
like that
Alan
one.
Jackson. It was actually written by Tom T. Hall, and that makes sense if you know Tom T. Hall. It was released in 1996 and charted #1 on the Billboard country music charts. I remember when this came out. It speaks to newly marrieds. Most, at least when I was getting married, and even more so when Mom and Dad was getting married, you didn't have all the things right off.
Right.
I remember my mom and dad thinking, that I had to have a TV. Luckily, Mike had one because he had been living, as a bachelor for a bit. But
So they thought what?
they thought, we didn't have a TV. You can get along without that until you got the necessities.
Oh,
You know?
I see. When you moved out, that you had to have a TV.
No, when we got married.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. To me, at that point, TV had become a necessity, much
Yeah.
like having any appliance
stove.
or a stove or something like that.
Yeah.
But, like Mom and Dad, they didn't have a lot of things.
It
when
would have
they-
been more of a luxury than a necessity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially, it was the 50s they got married, so I knew a lot of people without one or even a telephone.
Mm.
So, yeah, everybody has to have everything now. I mean, if you were moving out, you'd think about all the things that you would. Yes, I have to have that, and I have to have that, and
Right.
you don't even think about. You have to have a microwave, and why do I? I didn't have a microwave growing up, Now I kind of like a microwave, but you get used to those things.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do see a trend of people wanting to go back and learn how to can and learn how to do things for
Yeah.
themselves
Yeah.
and even how to get along without electricity. which
Yeah.
I kind of like electricity, so I don't know about that.
Electricity and plumbing, I don't think I'm cut out to live without them. But
No,
that's just me. I think you're exactly right. I think that's a great point to bring up about this song, because this is what it's talking about, is it's all right to be little bitty. You know, it's okay to start out with the love that you have and work for the things, because the other trend, it's funny you bring that up. The other day I heard some people down at the office talking about this, about their, I think it was their either niece and nephew, or somebody who had just got married, and you know, they got out of college, they've had these careers for a while, and now they're getting married and talking about the big house they need and the car and all that, and she was just like shocked at how fancy or how big of things they think that they need and need to work towards. And I think you're right with the trend on the canning and the doing and the working together. It's good because we'll find that it's empty having the things, having every luxury right away. It also doesn't give you the tendency to take care of things as much.
Well, I stayed home and raised the kids, which was not popular when I was doing it. It was, oh, so you don't work, huh? And we lived on one income, but we didn't have all the vacations or anything like that, but we still got along okay, didn't you?
Sure we did.
You didn't have too big of
No.
heartaches.
Nope.
We spoiled you just right.
That's right.
The only thing that is wrong, when you're talking about this, you do have to have a little bit of understanding for how the state, it depends on the state that you live in. With some of the regulations and stuff with taxes and getting married. Like right now our system is set up to not cater to married couples. So lots of them can't live on one income right now.
That is hard. That doesn't need to stop. I agree that. But you got to also think back at, not that we're getting into a debate kind of, but on that point, why is it that they can't live on one income? Is it also because of how big of house, how fancy of car, how many luxuries they need? It's the balance of things. I'm not quite sure.
I think we've got to the point where we can't. Because I was looking at the homes. I mean, a new car costs twice as much as my first house.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I thought that was a lot.
Yeah,
and it was not a good. Inflation was off the rails because Carter was in, and there was gas lines, and the interest rate was 13% to buy a house.
Wow.
Luckily, we got ours because Mike was in the service, so it was a VA loan for 8%, which helped us sell our house really easily when we wanted to sell it, because it could assume the
Back
interest
when
rate.
you could do that, you can't do that anymore either.
You can't assume the
Can't
At least not in the state of Minnesota.
oh, not even through VA, huh?
I don't think so.
Well,
Our one friend that was a realtor said you can't do that anymore.
I don't know. I just know that it's okay not to have a lot.
Yep.
There's always something interesting to do, and you can work yourself up to it,
Yeah, and I feel like you actually did that a lot with us as kids, because we didn't really, have a lot, but we made the most out of just going to libraries and stuff. That was adventures. Just even driving around was an adventure.
going to the park.
Yeah.
Not having to get things like show your kids that too. Even with toys, it's like, and we were always blessed. I mean, we were always showered with a lot of toys and gifts. I'm not saying that.
Plus, we always kept them nice as kids. So, like, the toys from using, I was able to play with, and, things were able to get passed around.
But at the same time, it's like kids don't have to use their imagination anymore, because they just get them
they stick them on a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. And another thing is, it was a rare occasion we got something that wasn't a birthday or a Christmas, so it was like a special thing. A lot of kids now, they'll go into the store, go to the toy aisle, whine to get it, and get it.
Well, maybe,
That's situation
Maybe.
to situation.
Yeah. But we also went to a lot of garage sales. They always had good toys.
They did.
I love it. Yeah, and you'll see in many of our reels that we post too, we still have the thrifting bug. I mean,
Yeah.
the hard thing about that is you save a lot of money, but you don't save space.
No. No.
Yeah, but it also gives you an appreciation for something that's gone before you,
Yeah.
to find beauty in even in something that's been used before, and want to know the story behind it.
Yeah, like the telephone I have upstairs that it's not plugged into anything because you guys wanted,
Yep, the
and you
rotary
played
telephone.
with it for hours.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a garage sale item.
I know.
Yeah.
It
even
does
went
work.
On, it went
Yes.
on stage
Yeah, it will
with us,
work.
didn't it?
Yeah, we did
yeah.
use
that
it
one?
on
Oh,
stage.
yeah, yeah.
Kitty
Yep.
kitty bang bang.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
used
in
it for
Chitty we did, and we used it in our first premiere Sister Love and Friends show.
Yeah.
It was the phone I used when we did the He'll have to go, she'll
skit.
have to go skit.
Yeah.
Actually, the director of the play asked us if he could cut the cord to the phone.
Yeah.
And we basically said no because we wanted it to still be able to work. So he just taped it under.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
So
remember
that
when we
was
first
nice.
brought it home, we actually did plug it into our phone line, which we had a home phone at that point,
Yeah.
and called our aunt on it, and it was
Yeah.
it was.
And
cool,
I
it
hung
worked.
up on Kaylee's call.
She's like, "What happens if I push this down?" Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this song's really sweet, and
Mhm.
I identified with it. I think that still happens. I'm not saying people
Mhm.
don't start out little bitty with,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
work. It's just, I don't know if they are. People are so rushed that they don't have time to even enjoy the little bitty.
That's
Right.
the important thing.
Mhm.
That's what it
Yeah.
all boils down to. And like you were saying, I am seeing through reels and through various different things, yes, couples wanting to get back to enjoying the little things, the simpler things, the good things, the homemade things.
Picnic.
Exactly. Yep.
I guess it's my turn. I'm debating on which one to start first, so I think I will do this one. It's Holding Heaven by Tracy Bird, sung by Tracy Bird.
Yeah, I saw that on your list. I don't think I know
I
that
don't know
song.
if I know that one either.
You guys would know it. It's a little more fast-paced song, but it was released May 18 of 93, written by Bill Kenner and Thom McHugh. Or
Probably
McHugh.
Tom.
Tom or Tom?
Thom.
It's
Thom.
It's Tom.
Is
Yeah.
it Tom?
Some people keep the H in that are named
Oh.
Thomas for Tom.
Oh.
I know, I think it looks like that.
Okay.
But it's Tom.
Anyways, Holdin' Heaven was quite a entrance, interrupting Garth Brooks' reign on the Billboard Hot 100 for 1 week in September, #1. And Tracy Bird said he didn't plan to be a country star or country singer, but it hit #1, so he went with it.
So was he just trying to get into the business and it
I-
ended up being country that
I don't really know. I just know that he didn't mean to sing or anything like that.
Well, he
Well, no,
obviously
it's-
meant to sing because he walked into a studio and recorded the song.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to look into Tracy Bird and see.
Well, I was looking up on the internet, and it was saying that he hasn't got a lot of credit. He's kind of an unknown artist because of Garth Brooks or whoever it was bigger at that time. He does also sing Watermelon Crawl. So
Okay.
that is one of the
That's-
bigger bigger songs that he's
Not
he's
one
done.
of Linda's favorites.
I only know that because they would always play it at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but I think he's actually going to be at Treasure Island
Really?
with Travis Tritt.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Treasure Island Casino.
I get him mixed up with Tracy Lawrence.
Okay. He doesn't have the same voice.
He doesn't have that twangy.
Uh-uh.
And I'm sorry. I know Tracy Lawrence has a voice I should not like, but when he sings the right songs, I kind of love it.
Yes.
What song
Like,
does he was
he's
on the
one-
radio earlier, but I didn't really like his voice in that.
No.
It's that,
that
I never saw you dance with your feet off
okay.
the ground.
Yeah, I like that one.
But I see you now.
All right.
Except
Yeah.
he sings it way twangier.
Well, but he's
But-
one of those that, sometimes when you have that super twang, you can't do those slow songs. But he seems to pull it off pretty well.
Yeah.
I do feel like when they mixed him, they put more reverb and a little bit more bass into his voice, so it
Yeah.
rounds it out pretty well.
Yeah, he needs bass in his voice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm getting off the subject with Tracy Lawrence there, but Tracy Lawrence is the one I always think of with Tracy Bird. So I'll have to listen to this song. Is it a sad love song or is it a happy love song?
it's a happy love song.
It's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good one. You guys would love it.
So what's it called again?
Holdin' Heaven.
Honestly, I get Travis Tritt, Tracy Bird, Tracy Lawrence, and Mark Chestnut all mixed up.
Really? That's an
I don't get
interesting-
Travis Tritt in that mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other ones I do.
If I don't know a 90s like artist singing the song, I'm like, it's one of those four.
I always guess John Michael Montgomery.
No, he has a
doesn't fit in
different
that
voice.
category for some reason.
I'm sorry, I don't hear, and this is probably going to offend some country fans. I don't hear a lot of difference in the 90s country male artists except for George Strait and Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
I'm not saying, okay, I'm not saying that they don't have distinctive voices, okay? But I feel like each other artist, like John Michael Montgomery, Kenny Chesney, all those guys could have done each other's songs very easily.
I'm not saying they couldn't
Yeah.
have. That they have similar voices.
I'm not saying they're bad singers. It just does not stick in my head.
I will say the songs stick in my head more than the artists.
Voices.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although they do a good job. It's just, yeah. Even George Strait could have done, what's that Sammy Kershaw one?
She don't know she's beautiful.
Yeah, I get that one and the one he sings. What is the one he
You Look
sings?
So Good in Love?
Yes.
Yes,
I get those two mixed up.
too.
Well, they're different topics, kind of, in a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because one is in a good relationship and one's losing somebody.
That is true.
I actually feel like in this, I'm not always a big fan of him, but I feel like Garth Brooks could have done that other one even better than George Strait because he has a little bit more twang than George Strait.
You Look So Good in Love?
No. George
Oh.
Strait does You Look So
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, no, she don't know she's beautiful.
That's Sammy Kershaw.
That's Sammy
Yeah.
Kershaw.
I kind of agree with you
Mhm.
as far as the male singers. Similar.
Mhm.
Now, the female ones I can distinguish.
Right.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
like Reba and Dolly and
Shania
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
and the Judds. I mean, I can all, those,
Yep.
they all have a different.
Yeah,
They
The
do.
Faith
men
Hill.
are all kind of it's like, who is that?
And partially,
Except for Garth Brooks. I can,
Yep.
and George Strait.
if you're looking into it, that was partially on George Strait, either him or his manager. You know, his manager might have influenced, but George Strait did not want to be mixed or have his songs arranged like everybody else at that time.
Oh, that's smart.
He wanted it done like the classic country, so that's what he did. And you can tell, and even, you know, he covered a lot of the old classic country songs and sang his songs like that.
And that's why he's called the King of Country. He's basically just copying the kings that went before him. You know, he's got a smoother voice than this one, but he said that, you know, he's covered George Jones songs.
Yep.
He's covered lots of different artist songs. And it was so funny when I was looking it up. And this is our good friend Wikipedia saying it. But
Grain of salt.
It gave me a giggle. They described him as, and I think I'm quoting this right, a neo-traditionalist? Something like a neo-traditionalist country musician or something. It was some weird
Okay.
title. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? And basically they're putting a label on the fact that, yes, he sang in the 90s and came out with new songs, but he stuck true to the traditional sound of country. And I'm like, he's just a great country singer. That's what it
Yes.
boils down
Yeah,
to. And he's
honestly-
building upon what came before. And one thing they said that distinguishes that, which started getting taken out of the country music, was fiddle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He still have fiddle
He
in
has
it.
lots of fiddle in
Yeah,
his
he-
arrangements.
Well,
in
now they
Alabama.
arrange country songs like they're a rock song.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, there is no country
So
anymore,
it's
so-
become
There's no
that.
genres anymore.
that's kind of true.
It's kind of true. But anyway, back to the George Strait and Garth Brooks standing out thing. The one thing about Garth Brooks, too, is he actually got a start because he did a demo for George Strait.
Yeah, what song was that? Do you know?
I believe it was Unanswered Prayers.
Yeah.
It was either that or The Dance, but I think it was Unanswered Prayers. It was a demo, and George Strait's like, I like the song, but it's not me. Let that guy do it. So they released it, and there you go. There's Garth Brooks.
There's a few of those. That's gonna get us off topic. But wasn't that Tom Jones had something with that with Dion?
Yes,
Warwick?
yes. It's not unusual.
Uh-huh.
Tom Jones did the demo for that, and he'd been in groups and stuff, but
Yeah.
he hadn't gotten an actual break. Yeah, he did. It's not unusual as a demo for Dionne Warwick, and Dionne listened to it, and she's like, I ain't touching that. She's like, you need to release this guy because he just nailed it. I'm not singing that song. And then, you know, there we have Sir Tom Jones. All right, well, I guess I'm up, and I'm going to start with my number one. It's going to be so hard to choose which ones I'm actually going to talk about because I have a lot of information on a lot of different ones, and it's cool stories and stuff. But this one more just has kind of some cool connections in the writer of it, and it's Sentimental Old You by Charlie McClain. I absolutely love this song. It's been on a couple of my lists before. It was written by Bob DiPiero and Pat McManus. It was released November 5th of 1983. The B-side was I'll Get Back to You, which I don't know that one.
I don't think I've heard
but
that
It's
one.
probably on one of the records that we have. And it was produced by Larry Rogers. I really love this song because it really reminds me of my grandparents, Linda and Mike,
Yep.
in their love story, especially the part when she talks about who cries at the movies, thinking I don't see, because of the story that Linda you tell about Papa crying at somewhere out there in the theater when you watched American Tail.
I always took a lot of napkins because I knew Papa was going to end up sobbing. He was a tender-hearted guy.
Yeah, so that's why it's really near and dear to my heart, this song is. But the interesting connections on this one is Bob DiPiero. Can't remember if he actually wrote all these by himself or if he, co-wrote. But he wrote Little Rock by Reba.
Oh, yeah, I have that on my list, I think.
Blue Rose Is by Pam Tillis. Do you know that one?
That is one Pam tells.
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I put the ones that I knew, like the names of American Made by the Oak Ridge Boys.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Mirror, Mirror, Diamond Rio.
Yes.
Cleopatra, Queen of Denial.
Yep,
Yeah,
I know that
I
one.
know that one.
Blue Clear Sky, George
Oh.
Strait.
Yep.
And Daddy's Money by Ricochet.
Yep. Yep.
Ooh.
That's
so he
one
wrote
on
some
my list.
really
actually.
good songs that
Great
I wouldn't
songwriter.
have thought in connection to Sentimental You, but yeah. And Sentimental You did pretty well. It hit number 3 on both the Canadian RPM country charts as well as the U.S. Hot Country songs.
Well, this was kind of a different genre for me. I think I'm going to go from 10 up to 1, pick in between, but kind of build up. Because, well, you sing a lot of different genres, and I think it was like last month or something that I had put on in the car my country playlist.
Yep.
And Elsie told me to change it because she said it's fake country music.
Her country playlist is called A Little Bit Country, play on the Donnie and Marie song. And I said, Zena, that is the ultimate little bit country ever. Like, every song was like, this is not country. If anything, it's crossover.
So I'm kind of looking at these songs, and I guess you guys can be the judge of what's more country or not. But if we start with my number 10, I think this is definitely a country song. And it's A Little in Love by Cliff Richard.
Oh, brother.
I don't know.
Can a British singer sing country? I don't even know if that counts.
If he's west of England or something.
Okay. I know this one's kind of a stretch.
Hey, Ringo covered Act Naturally.
It's
That's true.
It's true.
It is true.
And actually, Olivia Newton-John, the reason she broke into America was because of country music.
Okay, but she is, I know she's like born in England, but she's from Australia, which is the Wild West of England.
Kind
I
of
have to
true.
kinda okay, so is that why Morris Gibb gets a buy and he has a
Uh-huh.
great country
Yeah,
voice?
He has a great country voice. See, Ringo is he's kind of just sliding in there.
Well, see, he adds more of a British flair to it, actually.
He does.
Well, if it had been 1970s country, then I think this was 70s, I would have picked Just Enough to Keep Me Hanging On by Cliff, which is definitely country. But this song came out in Hey! It came out in 1980, and the way that it starts has like that twang in the guitar, so it makes me think of a country song.
I'm going to admit it does sound like more of a country arrangement. Cliff just does not sing country.
It's impersonating.
What was the
a country
title
song.
again of the song?
A Little in Love.
Okay. You're just a little in love.
I can see where
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah, so that's why I put it as number 10. It's like a honorable mention almost. But it's a country song to me. It's from the album I'm No Hero, and it was written by Alan Tarney, who wrote, of course, his hit We Don't Talk Anymore, and produced the song Take On Me,
Yes, ma'am.
which we talked about in our last episode with the music video.
If
We
you
had-
haven't seen that episode, go listen to it because it's really fun. It's going to be a little bit more interactive because you're going to have to click and watch the videos with us as we couldn't edit them into the actual podcast. But
That was
It
one of
was-
my favorites to do.
yeah,
so
we'll
far.
probably do a part 2 to the music video one because that was a lot of fun.
Isn't You're No Hero the one?
It's I'm No Hero.
Oh, I'm No Hero. Isn't that the one you want to get just for the album cover?
What kind of things are you saying on this podcast? Alrighty, well, that was my number 10, and I thought I'd get that one off because I think the rest of them, I think they qualify as country. So we'll see. We'll see how I do.
Well, if that is the most not country, then I think we're good. I think.
Well, that's a true fan.
Yes.
If you can stretch your, what do you call them? Your fan,
Your favorite,
huh?
Fandom?
if you can stretch
Your fandom? No, I don't think
No,
so.
that means like the fandom is about something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're,
The person you're a fan of
uh-huh.
into every genre.
Yeah, I'm trying to compete here with Shelley.
You haven't
With
got
the Bee
opera
Gees?
yet with Cliff.
He did do a rock opera musical.
Mm.
So
Rap?
that might.
Rap.
Now I'm gonna have to
No.
I'm gonna have to listen to all his 80s. I'm gonna have to listen to all his 80s stuff, whether I like it or not.
I
that's
think
probably.
that I can find a Bee Gees rap song before you can find a Cliff Richard rap song.
You know what, Shelley, you're on. You got it.
Okay.
You try to find a Bee Gees rap song. I will
Okay,
try to find a Cliff
It
Richard
could
rap
just be a
song.
second of a song.
Yep, that
Yep.
counts.
Okay, now next podcast we'll ask you guys.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll do a research.
Okay.
Do your homework, girls. And we will grade your papers.
That got a little heated in here.
Okay, speaking of heated, this one is about old flames. Having
new
new names. This is another song I heard first time in Mandy's car. And I listened to it, and it is hilarious. I love this song.
It is a good song.
It is a very fun song.
I don't believe I know this
Oh,
song.
you gotta
Yeah,
listen
you
to
know
this
this
one.
song,
It's
Mom.
Who's
good.
it by?
Mark Chestnut.
Mark Chestnut.
Oh, yeah.
I
Now
always
that one
forget
I
who
think
it's
George
by.
Strait could have done.
Yeah,
Oh,
he could
he
have.
actually-
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you something about that. It was released February of '92. So, it was written over the telephone in an attempt to create something along the line of All My Exes Live in Texas from
That's what it
1987.
reminds me
Okay.
of.
It's a ripoff. And the producer changed, it was originally Old Flames with new names.
Mm-hmm.
The producer changed it to Old Flames have new names.
Yeah, it works better.
The songwriters were Rothe Van Hoy. He does not sound like a country songwriter, and Bobby Braddock.
That one
What
sounds
he
like
sounds like.
No. Bobby Braddock is interesting. He was born in Florida in 1940. He was in rock and roll bands in his teen years, and he toured Florida and the South. When he was 24, he moved to Nashville to pursue a career in country music and joined Marty Robbins' band as a pianist.
Oh, cool.
He wrote the song While You're Dancing for Marty Robbins, and it was Marty Robbins' first record to appear on the charts. Or maybe that was his
Interesting.
first record to appear on the charts.
I
don't know. I,
I
didn't
don't
write that
think
part
it's
down.
If he was joining Marty Robbins' band.
Yeah, it was probably Bobby Braddock's first
right.
record.
That would make more sense.
And in the 70s, he wrote for the Statlers, Tammy Wynette, George Jones, Nancy Sinatra, Jerry Lee Lewis, and he discovered Blake Shelton.
Oh.
The songs he wrote or co-wrote is Divorce, Divorce.
Tammy Wynette,
Yeah,
he wrote that. Oh.
yeah, or co-wrote. Ballad of Two Brothers,
Oh, I know that one.
He Stopped Loving Her
Yeah.
Today
Yeah.
by George Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know fans of that. I can't stand that song.
And He Stopped Loving Her Today won the CMA Song of the Year for 1980 and 1981.
You're not in the ballpark. There.
I'm in the major minority. I know. I don't know what it is. It's just the twang of his voice. I get the words are sweet. Really, the words are sweet. The story's sweet. I can't do his voice
I agree
doing
with you, Zena. It has to do something with his voice.
The delivery.
Yeah, the delivery of it. I agree with you.
I mean, my opinion on George Jones, I think he was a good country singer, but I think that he should have stuck to faster paced songs.
Yeah.
I think that complimented his voice a little more. And he did a lot of ballads and people love him, so that's great. I just prefer his upbeat songs.
One other thing, the producer, Mark Wright, for Old Flames Have New Names, received a Grammy nomination for co-producing Leanne Womack's I Hope You Dance.
Oh, that's a great
So I
song.
love that song, too.
Mm-hmm. It's produced really well, too. The arrangement and everything is really good.
He also produced for Amy Grant,
Oh, I could see that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers, and Clint Black.
Okay, so yes, I'm bringing the Bee Gees into this genre.
Ooh, she's getting competitive here.
And okay, so technically, the recorded version was released in 2001 of theirs.
And
But, okay, they performed it live, and I have seen the video, so if you want to put the live video on, I will allow that in 1997.
Okay, it's still in the 90s.
Okay, so there's a recording of them doing it in the 90s. Okay.
Okay, there's a lot of different things on this song. There's a little bit of a family feud on who it was written for.
Amongst the Bee Gees?
Amongst the brothers, yes, 2 of them.
Do you want to say what the song is yet, or are you waiting?
Oh, I guess I haven't. Islands in the Stream.
Can I guess what 2 brothers? Can I guess what 2 brothers?
Go ahead.
Barry and Robin.
How'd you guess? So, Barry said it was originally for Diana Ross, and here, I'll read the whole thing here. It has been claimed that the song was intended for Marvin Gaye. This is attributed to a 2001 Good Morning America interview with the Bee Gees. When Barry Gibb said the song was written for Diana Ross, Robin Gibb interrupted and said, "No, we wrote it for Marvin Gaye." We sent it to him, but he was dead, so it was a bit difficult for him to sing it.
Is that how he put it?
Okay, this is a quote, okay? It's Wikipedia, so I don't know if it's the exact quote. We'll have to watch Good Morning America. Okay? Gaye actually died in 1984, a year after the recording.
Uh-oh.
Separately, Robin Gibb has said the song was stylistically written, a kind of soul song in a Marvin Gaye type feel, though not asserting it was for Gaye.
You know what? It's for a man and a woman to sing. Maybe it was written for Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross.
They could have done it,
Very
actually.
well.
Yeah.
In other interviews, Barry Gibb has always maintained that Ross was the original artist for the song with no mention of Gaye.
It is one of those things.
So
where-
maybe Barry wrote it for Diana and Robin wrote it for Marvin Gaye.
Very
It
possibly.
could be.
Yeah.
They had different people in mind. How did it end up with Dolly and Kenny, who we know made it the big hit?
It just says the song was originally written for Diana Ross in an R&B style, but later reworked for the duet by Rodgers and Burton.
Oh man, I would love to hear it in an R&B kind of Motown style. I really, because you wouldn't
You
have,
might like it better.
you wouldn't have the
than
twang. I
Kenny and
do
Dolly.
like. Okay, I have heard the Bee Gees version. I like it better than Dolly and Kenny's.
Which, that's another very unpopular opinion. I know it was a mega hit for them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Yeah.
sings it when it comes
And they
on.
do it well. It's
Yes,
not.
yes.
It's not like they don't do it well. It's just, I don't know what it is, to be
I
honest.
think
The
it wa-
arrangement of
I
the song?
think it was just played so much.
Yeah,
I
it
think
probably
that's
was,
what it
it's
was,
just because it's
yeah.
overplayed.
It was
Because
that American Pie thing. Played
But that one doesn't make
nonstop.
sense.
Yeah.
I
And
get
it's
why you get
long. That
irritated,
one's
though.
long.
Yeah.
American Pie is like 7 minutes long.
Maybe it didn't play so much. It just played once and you never forgot it.
Or maybe it
It
played
was
once.
on repeat.
Or was it on repeat on the radio or in the teenage boys' mouths, coming out of the teenage boys' mouths?
Teenage boys did not sing it without the radio. And that's what we had then, was the radio.
Yeah.
Huh.
I will say, though, as far as country, I do like Mickey Gilley and Charlie McLean.
Oh, yeah, their voices
Yeah, I
are
like their
great
voices together.
But
I have one of theirs.
I do like Dolly and Kenny Rogers together.
Yes, I
Two.
like their
They
singing
sing well
together.
together.
There was
Uh-huh.
that Christmas one.
With bells on. I love that song.
Yes,
Mhm.
that one's so nice.
Mhm.
But Dolly sings really well. You know, we did a song, or Words. Wasn't it Words?
Yeah, with
That
Barry.
she
Yeah.
did with Barry. She sings really well with people. She did that one with James Ingram for Beethoven.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
fun
that one was good.
Okay, it's my turn, huh? Well, let's see. I don't have them in any specific order.
Don't worry, I don't
Doesn't
say
matter.
either.
Yeah, so
way.
I'm just kind of flipping through here and seeing which one I like. Well, one of my big favorites is Amarillo by George Strait. Amarillo by Morning. It just reminds me of when I was a kid. It really has nothing to do with the words. It's mostly the tune. Because every couple years, Mom would get homesick. We lived in Washington, but she's originally from Georgia, and Dad met her in the service. And every couple of years, she'd get homesick. And so the only time we had off was in the middle of August because of his work. So we'd all pile up in the Ranchero station wagon and head across country. This was a different time. Sometimes we slept in the car.
Yeah.
And he only had 2 weeks off, so you had to go drive 2 weeks. So you had to drive there, visit everybody, and drive back. So it was a quick vacation, but it always reminded me of getting up in the morning because we'd get up just as the sun was rising, and travel. You had to do that.
Yeah.
To get any, so you got to visit more than one day.
Right.
With relatives, but it always reminded me of that. It was a different time when you traveled. That's the time when the only bathrooms were in gas stations that shouldn't have to go in them. It wasn't like going to Buc-ee's. No, it was like, you had the towels that pulled around.
Yep.
Yeah, but there's also people who came out and serviced your car and
That side of it.
no
right?
air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and no seatbelts. No. But it was fun traveling, seeing the country, even though it was a quick. Dad would point at something. Look there, kids, as you're going by. Because
No time to stop.
No time to stop because we just didn't have time. But that's when that's what reminds me of fireflies and all that. They don't have that. They don't have fireflies in Western Washington that I know of. So, seeing those things, and it was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't as busy as it is now traveling when we were traveling. There wasn't.
Well, they didn't have
Right.
the freeways and everything.
Well, they had them somewhat, but
Not like now, though.
no.
And it wasn't the main course like the interstate.
We had it was like going down Route 66 for us. And you'd get lost sometimes in places that you didn't want to get lost in.
But I really think people should travel that way more because there were
I
so
do.
many businesses that died when people stopped traveling on those roads. And you could have a lot more, tourist attractions, roadside things, and a lot more quality time spent with each other if you just take those back roads or old highways.
Too
There's
many
another
people.
thing that people don't know nowadays. There was no call ahead for motels. You had to get into town. If you got into town by 6 o'clock, you really had to look around to see if there was any. And if not, you'd have to sleep in your car.
So that is something that I'm not familiar with. The motels you didn't call had to make reservations across country.
How would I do that?
Right, but I'm wondering about like hotels when you get to somewhere. Was it the same for everything?
Yeah.
Like bigger hotels and that too?
Well, there
Well,
were
no, but-
hotels you could make reservations at.
But we didn't. It was motels.
I know it was motels. I wasn't, I guess, talking about in regards to your actual trip along the way, but hotels, if you actually went to stay somewhere, right?
I suppose you could do that. I don't know. I don't have any. The places.
I
don't
realized
know.
you couldn't have because you didn't know exactly where you were going to end up to stop for the night, right?
Well, sometimes, and besides that, if it doesn't even pop in your head anymore that there was no phone.
Right.
Right, but you could have called ahead from your house and planned out the whole trip. No different than you do even without a computer.
I'm not sure if they did that. But
I could see why they wouldn't have because,
Right.
I mean, now it's like, yes, you have a phone call to let them know. You have your cell phone to let them know, oh, we're coming in late. Oh, this, oh, that. You have a card that they have on file, which they can charge.
that's why we didn't have a.
There was no way to
Right.
pay ahead.
We had a gas card.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah.
So you had to travel with money.
Mm-hmm. Which
yeah.
also...
And I was little, so I wasn't privy to all that planning.
Right.
And you had a map that your mother didn't really know how to read. But they took turns
My
driving.
mother doesn't know really how to read Google Maps.
I do too.
She argues with it.
I'm always right.
Exactly. So you're competitive with Google Maps.
That's because she was an expert at the atlas. So you are pretty good at reading maps.
Yeah,
I
real
am.
maps, yeah.
Expert at the Atlas.
Now I'm gonna tell on her.
What?
She was an expert at the maps, but there was her dad, who was the person who went, wait a minute, I don't know if you're going the right way. They would put their heads together.
That's
then.
right.
So she
That's
did have
true.
somebody.
I did. And now I have you.
I will say I have watched Mandy at an atlas, and the one thing that you're not quite isn't your strong suit when you're looking at an actual map is realizing that the distance between your fingers is a lot more miles than you think it is. And that maybe there's a road that would bring your fingers closer together on the map.
Always an adventure, isn't it?
If people really want to know what it's like to travel, I think one of the funniest movies to watch is The Long, Long Trailer.
Oh,
I
yes.
love
Yep.
that one. Yep.
When Lucy is saying, turn right, turn,
Yeah, turn right here, left.
yeah.
She
Yeah,
says,
she
turn
says
right
turn right
here.
here, but she meant left.
Yeah.
And she's like, you didn't let me finish. I meant
mean-
turn right here, left.
Right.
Oh, that's me giving instructions.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
It's with Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. It's so good.
Yeah. So it was an adventure, but you didn't know any better either. Who would have thought you'd have had a cell phone that you could call clear across the world at that point in time? So, yeah.
I know it has its advantages, but there's also a fun side to not having it, I think.
Yeah.
We have
to-
decided never to take Mandy's shortcuts because they're normally long cuts.
Right. Right. And it was romantic kind of little things like you pull into a gas station, the bell would go off, bing bing,
Mm-hmm.
And there was service.
People
That,
come out and service your car.
even though I didn't experience it, I miss. I wish we would go back to that where there was the pride in the work. They came out to take care of your car, especially when, we don't always know what the car needs, to have somebody actually look over it.
The only place that they didn't take pride in was the bathrooms. It was men,
Yeah, they didn't care.
If
Yeah.
there was grease places.
Yeah.
One time we kind of experienced the service thing. It was on my first trip out to Washington. It was 2011, so I was like 6 or 5. And we were in Oregon. And you
Oh.
pulled up to one of the pumps just to wait for someone to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I
instead of
remember this.
taking up one of the parking spots. And someone comes out, a worker comes out and knocks on the window. And he says, how much you want me to put in? And you're like, oh, no, I'm just parking here. So, yeah.
And he asked her to move.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Said, we service here, so.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still like that, but that was the law in Oregon that
Oh.
they did that.
Yeah, I
pumped your
remember. It was
gas.
late at night when we were there.
Mhm.
It was dark out.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah. And it kind of offended me. I'll pump my own gas. Thank you. At that point, isn't that silly?
Well, you get used to one way of living, and then you get used to another,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't
It's
trust
true.
people to do it right.
I'll admit that he wasn't in a nice uniform that was, white like they would coveralls.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like a hoodlum coming up to your car at night. It was a little bit like, no, don't do anything for me.
Yeah. Anyhow.
But this song, it's true. Even though it may not be quite the same experience growing up, you've always played this song when we start out early on a trip.
Yeah.
And to this day, when we go out on our tours, we have been known to put up a video for all of you where we're playing this song on the first day. Because it's true that the violins coming in, it's like they bring the sunrise.
Right.
Like you
It's-
can hear it.
That's
It
right.
gives you a smell of fresh coffee,
Mhm.
being on the road and seeing that sunrise.
Mhm.
And it's interesting how it can capture that and how it meant that to you and how I can still feel that because it may be talking about a rodeo, but it's still talking about traveling. That's what
Right.
it's all about.
Yes.
It's about
Right.
him heading to Amarillo to the next rodeo.
Mhm.
So, yeah, brilliant arrangement of the song.
Okay, my next one is
Maybe It Was Memphis, sung by Pam Tillis. It was released in November of 91. It was written by Michael Anderson. Now, Pam Tillis did a first cut of the song on with Warner Brothers Records in the late 80s, but it didn't release that version until the mid 90s. Her second successful version was in 91. And this is what you hear now. And in a 2012 interview she recalls she loved the song. The first recording wasn't good at all. I would like to hear it because it sounded like it had a different arrangement or something.
It very well could have, especially if it was 80s and then she re-recorded in the 90s. Because
Right.
they had two different waves of arranging.
Right. But she did record the first one. But she just kept on singing it after she recorded it because she didn't like it. So, like, in the car or whatever, she just tried to keep going and singing it and everything. And lots of times she says when an artist records a song and it doesn't come off, they move on. But she didn't. She didn't give up on the song, and that's what you hear. And it was a huge hit.
You can hear that she loves the song in her voice when she sings it, really. You can hear that
Yeah.
she loves that song.
She said she sang it everywhere. She just loved the song.
I think I can relate. That sounds like something I would do.
Yes, yes. It
Like,
does.
no, you're not going to tell me I can't sing it and it doesn't fit my voice. I will arrange it till it works.
Until it fits me.
Yeah. I love Pam Tillis's country music and her voice.
You know, I was thinking about that over here. Pam Tillis, she's like a country Connie Francis.
Yeah,
A little
I could
bit,
see
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, she
kinda
has a pretty
the same
smooth-
voice
Yeah.
tone. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing I've found when performing her songs is, and this kind of goes with Connie Francis, she sings effortlessly when you listen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her exchange from registers is so smooth that you're going along, and all of us are just belting it, not thinking about how we're singing. When you actually work on one of her songs to perform it, I realized, wow, there's a lot of brain power, breath control that goes into this. And I like that because I like the challenge. But yeah, she pulls off notes and ranges effortlessly that are actually quite complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the same actually for Connie Francis in a lot of ways.
It would have been interesting for them to sing together.
Oh,
yeah, because Pam Tillis has a higher voice than Connie Francis.
Right.
They would have probably blended well together.
Now I'm coming up with ideas that can't be because, we can't go back. But it would be so cool to have them do a duet of Everybody Somebody's Fool.
Mm.
Because that's got like a crossover country kind of feel.
Yeah, that
I
would be
think that
kinda
would have
cool.
been cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what could have been?
Although I could see Pam doing Where the Boys Are, too.
That would be interesting.
Because she can do slow songs really well, too.
She
Yeah.
can. The only thing that might be hard would be the initial what? Because to hold it out like that in a country tone can get a little too much twang.
I guess we would just have to put her
See
to the
how
test
she
and
do
see.
it. Yeah. All right. My next one is a Ronnie Millsap song. I love Ronnie Millsap. I know you do, Zena. You Linda's the one that introduced us to him with Ain't No Getting Over Me, I think is the first one that I heard
Yep.
of his. But then Zena really got into his music and was, you gotta hear this one. And this one, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite Ronnie Millsap songs, but it has a cool tone to it, I think. And it's Stranger in My House.
Oh, that's a cool song.
I mean, just the way that it's arranged and the guitar part and the harmony in it is really cool to listen to. I mean, you can guess the context of it, but there were a few neat things about it that I learned. It was written by Mike Reed and it was produced by Tom Collins and Ronnie Millsap himself. B-side was Is It Over, and it was released April 2nd, 1983. As far as charts, it didn't necessarily chart the best. It hit the Billboard Hot 100, but it was number 23. Hit number 8 on Adult Contemporary, and it did hit number 5 on the country charts, but there were some issues with it. The song features a rock guitar solo. That was a problem in the country music world. Bruce Dees played it and played it very well, and it added a nice, I guess, suspicious tone to it. It definitely breaks it up and causes more tension in the song. But some country stations were actually editing out his solo.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because they thought that it wasn't country enough. And a Denver station actually boycotted the song because they're like, this sounds like a Led Zeppelin song. We can't play that on our country station.
That's so cool, though, with the theme of the song, because it's like you have his house, which is the country,
right.
and then something totally
A
random.
stranger.
A stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes so much sense to have it in there.
Yeah.
But they blame that Denver station and them starting that whole boycott of it for it not charting well. Because honestly, he thought that it could have hit number 1 had that not happened.
I think that's probably true. You know what is so funny about, and I had written down, I'll kind of just give one of these away before I go on to my next song, because I put No Getting Over Me down as one of my favorites. Ronnie Millsap broke all the rules.
Oh, he did, yeah.
You know, and we talked about in our cover song comparisons this month about the Everly Brothers and just how much uproar they caused because they were charting on both with Bye Bye Love. And that still has the country sound. But from what I was reading, people didn't know where to put Ronnie Millsap.
I can see that.
Because how do you really count him as country?
I
He
know.
kind of is, but at the same time,
But he uses saxophone.
it's totally pop.
Yeah.
He's like the Barry Manilow of country.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say he has that feel, and he has a theatrical feel too, you know, to his songs. But his range, the way he can perform and his songs, I mean, they're incredible. They're absolutely amazing. And this is why people tell me that I don't actually like real country music.
Because he's another one of your favorite
He's
country
like
artists.
one of my absolute favorite country artists.
I would say on your list, he's probably the countryest.
Oh, I don't know. I think I might have some more country.
Who wrote Ain't No Getting Over Me?
The one who wrote No Getting Over Me was Walt Aldridge and Tom Brosfield.
Okay.
And that one was his 18th number 1 on Billboard Hot Country Singles. And see, it also hit number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah.
See, he was charting on both, dominating both charts because he could.
Yeah, just like I have Smoky Mountain Rain that hit Hot Country and U.S. Adult Contemporary.
Yeah.
So it hit number 1 on both.
One interesting note that I wanted to get in on Stranger by House, and actually my number 4, which is Show Her. Love that song. There wasn't a lot about it, but if you haven't heard it, go listen to it. Which was also written by Mike Reed. And Mike Reed was actually a former pro football player.
Oh.
That after his football career, he's like, oh, I want to go into music. So he started songwriting and everything and he apparently wrote a couple for Ronnie Millsap.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I have an interesting fact about Ronnie Millsap that I'm going to say because I'm probably not going to talk about this song much. But it's Smoky Mountain Rain. It's my number something on here. I think it's number 7 or 8. And this is the fact that I wanted to tell you in the kitchen the other day, but I was going to save it for the podcast. Ronnie Millsap liked Elvis's Kentucky Rain so much that they wrote Smoky Mountain Rain for him.
Oh.
And he plays piano on the recording of Kentucky Rain.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, it sounds like
with the wow.
Yeah.
That's another song that is brilliantly arranged. Kentucky Rain by Elvis.
Yeah,
Oh my
I like that
goodness.
song.
Do, 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 do. The rain coming down in it. It's like, oh my goodness. And that has to be, I think, since I'm getting off topic here, one of Elvis's most underrated songs.
Yeah.
People don't really like his vocal performance there is amazing.
So cool too. Like in the verses, it's almost like when that's like when he hits a town and starts asking questions. Like that, he does talk about that too, and it slows down. But once it gets to the chorus, it's like he's on the road again, running, trying to find her.
With the rain pelting.
With the
Like,
rain
you
and the
can
tempo of
feel
the
it.
song, how it slows down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it speeds up, and
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Perfect arrangement.
Well, I'm going to, since I have 2 from this artist, I'm going to bring it up, and you all probably are going to know who this is. One song is called Turning Away, and one song is called Straight to the Heart by Crystal Gale. And Crystal Gale has always been one of my favorites, particularly a few years ago, like when I worked at the chiropractic office. I played her radio station on Pandora all the time. She was really like my country version of like how much I love Cliff Richard music. I love Crystal Gale music that much. I have that many of her songs. And she, of course, for anybody who may not know, is Loretta Lynn's younger sister. and totally recreated her sound. Went through vocal training because when you listen to her early, she sounds just like Loretta.
Yep, she's singing exactly like her.
She's got the twang, and there was one Loretta. We needed something different. So they trained Crystal into her soft and beautiful vocals.
Which
of
I think was
course.
partially Loretta's influence.
Yeah,
She didn't want Crystal to be a copycat of her.
right.
She knew she had different potential than that.
Right. It's kind of funny. I picked actually the more upbeat Crystal Gale songs. Like, first one I heard was Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue, which of course was her big hit, and I loved that song. And then I also was obsessed with the song I'll Get Over You, which you can remember was the first song that got me back into playing guitar.
Yes, so we're grateful to it. It's just, I love the song, and now it makes me feel nostalgic. But at the time,
I played it.
I could have, I could have not listened to it about 500 less times.
Is it a long, long time thing?
Yeah, long time I learned around.
At least it was a perkier tune.
That's true.
We should post that video we made again.
I think, we have reshared it before, the one that we did.
Yeah,
at the
it was
chiropractic
funny.
office. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Shelly's so little in it.
The spoof one too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I think that's what she's talking about.
Yeah. So Turning Away was written by Tim Crickle and released in 1984 on the album Cage the Songbird, and this was her 14th number one single on the country charts. So there's other people out there who are major Crystal Gale fans. She charted pretty well.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful voice.
And then Straight to the Heart, I love. It's like got kind of country and kind of an 80s tune, and it was written by Terry Britton and Graham Lyle. And since we only have so much time, I'm not going to really go into Terry Britton. Very interesting person. He has written really great songs, and I am sorry, really dumb songs. like this one is amazing, and he wrote actually the great song, the hit "What's Love Got to Do with It" for Tina Turner. I'm like, amazing song, amazing lyrics. He wrote "Devil Woman" for Cliff Richard, which charted for him, and he wrote "Just Good Friends" for Michael Jackson. He also,
She's Trouble.
Yeah, and She's Trouble for Michael Jackson. And then he wrote, I just know him because of some of my Cliff Richard records. Some of the songs he wrote, I'm like, Terry, I'm just not sure what your lyrics mean. It's one of those where I would love to just have a conversation with him and see where he was going with it. Because it's like, this one doesn't make sense. But Straight to the Heart is a really great song. It's got a great beat, and Crystal Gale absolutely nails it. And again, it's very crossover country.
So it's kind of funny how there's more connections between Crystal Gale and Cliff Richard. And you probably don't know this one, but my number 8 was I Just Want to Dance With You. I'm not going to go through all my notes on it, but one of the writers, Roger Cook, right? Yes, Roger Cook. He produced Talking in Your Sleep by Crystal Gale.
Oh, yeah?
But he also wrote Good Times, Better Times by Cliff.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that
with
song.
Roger Greenway.
Yeah.
And where is it? High and Dry, which was the A side was Congratulations for Cliff.
He didn't write
He
Congratulations.
didn't write Congratulations. He wrote the B side for it. Okay. High and Dry.
Isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm.
And I think in some ways, although I like when Cliff uses his deeper tones and Crystal obviously uses higher tones, they do, I think, have a similar. Although it's a male and a female voice, they do have a similar presentation sometimes.
I could see that, yeah.
It's funny how when you like a certain kind of singing or certain songs, you're drawn to artists that all kind of have the same.
Yeah, he actually him and Roger Greenway wrote some that I do like. Well, they wrote, I'd like to teach the world to sing.
Oh, really?
And My Baby Loves Loving. My
I
baby
love that song by the
loves
White
loving.
Plains.
And Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress by the
Okay.
For the
Hollies.
Hollies?
Yeah.
What team is this?
Roger Cook and Roger Greenway.
I gotta say, though, all those songs are so drastically different.
They are.
Yeah,
Like
I feel
from-
like I've talked about these guys before in a previous one.
I don't know, maybe.
Another thing is both Crystal Gale and Cliff Richard are pen names, and they both start with C.
They do. That's true.
It was named after burgers.
That is a correlation.
That story is so funny when we went to visit Loretta's house and they told that how Crystal Gale's name is actually Brenda. Oh my goodness, guys.
What?
They have the same real last name.
Webb.
Cliff Richard and Crystal Gale.
This is weird, Zena. Okay, this is just getting weird.
They do. His name was Harry Roger Webb, and Crystal Gale's real name is Brenda Webb.
You know, she looks more like a Crystal Gale.
She does. Well, I think he looks more like a
He
Cliff
looks more like
Richard
a
than
Cliff
Harry
She
Webb.
looked like a Brenda in the beginning.
Yeah,
True. They made her into
Yeah.
Crystal. That's
They
true.
did. They did.
Yeah.
But I always thought Crystal Gale, oh, that's such a romantic, beautiful name, you know, Crystal. And actually, the way Loretta came up with it, she's like, Brenda, you like Crystal Burgers? She's like, yeah, I like them okay. That's a good name. We'll go with Crystal.
Yeah, because they were driving downtown, and she's like, "We got to find you a new name. It doesn't work. You can't use that name." And they drove past the Crystal Burgers joint.
So funny.
I don't remember. Is Gail actually her middle name?
Yeah, it's Brenda Gale.
Brenda Gale, yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
I have 3 good songs, and I wish I would have added another one because now that I'm looking at it, I love this song too. But I didn't realize how many Grammys they won. But Why Not Me is my number 10.
mm-hmm.
Steve Huey, I think he's the one that produced the album. I could be wrong there. Wrote that the album took its place as a classic of modern country, establishing the Judds as spokeswomen for a new generation of female country music fans. And then the track, which earned a second Grammy Award for the best country performance by a duo or group with vocal, followed by Girls Night Out, which is the one I wish I would have on my list.
Oh, that's a fun one.
And Love Is Alive. I know the song, I think.
Oh, I like that one. That one's
Did
good.
Dolly do that too?
She might have actually.
Um,
Dolly has another song called that.
yeah. I think I know that song. I'm not as huge a fan of it, but the album went on to sell 1 million copies in the United States. Why Not Me? And then the next one I love is Rockin' with the Rhythm of the Rain.
That is such a fun one to perform.
It is.
Like
It is.
the harmony's great.
It's
Yeah.
got that backup part that goes as an overlay.
Me and
Yeah.
Shelly, I think, do that part. We love doing that part.
And I think it had 4 more number 1 singles on that album. First was Have Mercy, which I absolutely love
Yes.
performing.
You rock that song.
Oh,
that is
wow.
true.
And then, of course, Grandpa Tell Me About the Good Old Days came next for number 1. And that was released in 1985, and the song won both a 3rd Grammy Award and for Best Country Performance by a duo or group with vocal, along with Grammy Award for Best Country Song. So it won 2 Grammys.
Oh, cool. Well, it deserved it.
Yeah, and then Rockin' with the Rhythm of the Rain also won one.
Well, I have a Judd song on my list.
Mhm.
Actually, I think you asked me about it because you wanted to put it on yours, but I already had it.
Yeah.
Whoever turns in their top 10 first gets the songs. And it's Mama, He's Crazy, which I really
that's
like
a great
performing that one. I really like that one. But Kenny Odell wrote that one. And he also wrote Girls Night Out and Why Not Me. No, wait. Sorry. Wrong. Kenny Odell wrote Behind Closed Doors by Charlie Rich. The guy that produced Mama, He's Crazy, Brent Mayer, wrote Girls Night Out, Why Not Me, Rockin' with the Rhythm of the Rain, Born to Be Blue, and Turn It Loose. So he wrote
Great
a
songs.
lot for the Judds.
Born to Be Blue is one of my favorites, and the other one, sitting on the hood of
what's it called?
Oh,
It's filing
Young
down her
Love.
nails with an emery
Isn't
board.
it Young Love?
Young Love.
Young Love.
Yeah.
Young Love. That's an unpopular opinion in this house, but I absolutely love that song. Like
I think it's
whole-
I
kind of
love that
split.
song.
I think it's split because it's
Yeah.
not my favorite.
because it also reminds me, and I think you have this on your list. She's in
Linda
love with a
has
boy.
She's in love with a boy. I love that
Uh-huh.
one.
Yeah, it gives me kind of the same vibes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like it's better. Young Love is better better just to listen to rather than like in a live performance. It's easier to listen to like in a car while you're doing something or something, versus performing it live.
It's one of those that it's not my favorite song, but if it comes on, I'm probably going to end up singing to the chorus. You know what I mean?
I have Garth Brooks. He was like, when he burst onto the scene, he was
Yeah.
like mega.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just had one hit after another.
Yeah.
All thanks to George Strait.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because he's
He
the
did a
one-
demo for him.
Yeah. Anyhow, I remember the first time I heard this song, I was I was working in a little clinic, medical clinic. I guess I was supposed to be the office person, but you become a little bit of everything in a
Oh, don't I know it?
in a medical office, a small one. Anyhow, this song came on, and you're listening to it, and it's going, "Oh, that's a nice song. Oh, yeah." And at the end, it's like, and I was crying, But it's called "Unanswered Prayer"
Yes.
by Garth Brooks, and it just brings up all kinds of to be thankful for where you're at,
Right.
and he delivers it with such feeling. And you think back about the one person you wanted in high school had to
Yep.
be the one. If I didn't have him, it was done.
Yes, that's
My life
how it
was
is.
over. I'll join him and be a nun.
Yep.
And my dad always used to kind of laugh at me about that because there's so many, but you don't know until after you get over that hump. So, anyhow, but it was a sweet way that they wrote it. And I like unexpected songs.
Me too.
Yeah.
You're going along. This is a nice song, and all of a sudden, boom, they've got you.
They turn at the end.
Yeah, and then where's the tissue?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard when we have these type of songs, or even movies or TV shows. If Zena and I are sitting next to each other,
Oh my goodness! Bring the tissues.
all right, because I'm fine until I turn and look at her.
Yep.
You know, I have to, since we're getting towards the time of wrapping up and we're bringing up songs. You have another one on your list that kind of ties into unanswered prayers, in a way.
Love Me.
First time you played that for me by
Yes.
Colin Ray. Yes.
Yes.
I love that song.
Absolutely bawled. It
Mhm.
just, I was just crying by the end of it. Because go listen to the song. I almost don't even know what to say about it.
Mhm.
But that's the kind of love that matters. That's the kind of relationship you want with a person.
Yeah, it's very sweet, and it was nice as they knew that they would see each other again.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and it impressed the young man there because, as I'm speaking from, well, I've had grandmothers and grandfathers, but you don't think of them as being young,
That's the truth.
and it's when the Lord opened my eyes to that, looking back at like even my mom and how young she was when Dad took her all the way across country,
Right.
and you're thinking, that's my granddaughter's age. You just don't get, it gives you perspective.
It does.
Instead of thinking that they always knew everything.
And had it all together.
And
we
had
always assume that.
Sure.
Well, I
mean,
didn't have that so much. I mean, there's that somewhat, but I didn't have that so much with you and Papa as much as Mandy and my uncles. Because I think it's because both of you told more stories about when you were younger.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like in the way that especially you tell stories, it's like I'm actually there. So
Right.
in my imagination, I feel like I kind of lived it with you, as weird as that sounds. But I did have just realization of, when you're little, you think that your parents and your uncles and stuff, they are so old and mature. And I'm like, they were in their early 20s,
20s.
early to mid 20s.
It's like all of a sudden
oh my goodness.
all of a sudden you're older than they were at that point. And it's a good thing because
is.
it gives you perspective. It makes you, as a kid, you put too high of expectations on the adults in your life. And then you're like, they were doing the best they could with what they had at that point.
Yep. Think back about that. How old actually were they, and how did you act at that age?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's those are the two that really tug at my heartstrings. I mean, there are others, but of
Yeah.
those two, the delivery of both of these men on their songs were incredible.
It's true.
Yeah,
When were they released?
I have no idea.
I don't think she has Love Me on her list. Did you write down
Yeah.
the release?
Yeah, she
date?
does.
Oh, she does?
It says something about 1992 here and 91 on the answers.
So about the same time.
Yeah, that'd be about right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have one. It's called "The Chair," sung by George Strait.
I love
that's
that
a good
song.
one.
That song I just love. Every time hear it on the radio, or it's like you just are there.
It's one of those gotcha songs.
Yes,
Mhm.
you're there and you start singing to it. And George Strait, he just delivers all of his lines
Well,
so well.
he has so much personality in that song.
Yes. So it was released in August of '85, written by Hank Cochran and Dean Dillon. The two had been up all night writing songs. They were tired, and Dillon put it, "We are about written out."
I
Okay?
think we've been there.
And then he started strumming his guitar and sang the line, "Excuse me, but I think you've got my chair." 20 minutes later, the chair was complete. The song.
That's
Well,
usually how it works.
That somewhat makes
Yeah.
sense because it is the same strum pattern over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that's kind of like on my list. I have "Dust on the Bottle"
Mm-hmm.
by David Lee Murphy, and he was just sitting in the kitchen in the morning, strumming his guitar, and there came the song. Which that's one where if you listen to the verses, you were taken there too.
I have to say too, and because we've written some songs, which we'll be releasing a couple of them soon, you got to be thankful to country music because country songs a lot of times write themselves. They're such an easy and relaxing form of emotional release, for one thing. And you see that in the words and the way it's written. Because it really doesn't matter if they have kind of that rolling along same tune. It's almost like the pattern is already made for you. Put some poetry to it, put some thoughts to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are just conversations like The Chair. I think the writing is absolute brilliance because you're hearing a complete conversation from one side.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
You know every answer from the other side, but it's completely silent.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I have just one more. It's "Unbelievable" by Diamond Rio.
Oh, that's a good one.
I absolutely love Diamond Rio. They are one of the greatest song bands in that era. They also do Meet in the Middle. Okay, so it was released in June of '98, and actually it was written for George Jones.
Unbelievable.
Yes, and
I could hear that.
yes,
Yeah.
and it was written by Jeffrey Steele and Al Anderson, and he just never got around recording it. And then Diamond Rio picked it up. There was another line or title for it too.
Well, and the other thing is sometimes the song is written for an artist and the artist doesn't necessarily like it, so
Right.
they don't pick it up.
Right.
I could see where it could be a similarity to
Love
The
Boat?
Race is On.
Oh, Race is
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
So I can see why they would say, oh, that's for George Jones. But Diamond Rio nails it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
You mentioned "Meet in the Middle." That's my number one. It's like my favorite country song. Literally my favorite country song. I mean, it beat out "Roll On" my list. So, I mean, that is one where when we took a lot of vacations when I was growing up, and we listened to a lot of country music. And if I was taking a nap in the back, I was gonna wake up for "Meet in the Middle."
And
From that
belt it.
first guitar little
lick.
they
Yeah.
do, yeah. And I didn't know they use banjo on that. Banjo and mandolin.
Wow. it's
They're
mixed
in the
really well.
background a little bit, but the guitar is definitely the star
Yeah,
of it.
Banjo, mandolin, and electric organ.
Oh,
Mm,
yeah. I guess that is in there.
Yeah.
Well, two songs I got to tell you to go listen to because we're running out of time here. But I think this one I'm going to bring up for part 2 of our music video also. She's Single Again by Janie Fricke.
Oh, really?
I
Yep,
don't
love
even
that
need to
song.
say anything about this song. Go listen to it.
Yep.
It's great.
It's one of the
that is
best.
a
Yes.
fantastic one.
And just so you know, I think, yes, that's going to be on my next list when we talk about music videos because there is a music video to this one.
Oh, cool.
Every woman can identify.
Yep. I want to perform. And this is probably one of the most country songs on my list. Janie Fricke's got a great twang country voice, and the way that it's written is epic. And then the other one I want to mention is my number one, which is You're Getting to Me Again by Jim Glazer. And I have to say, out of the 80s, he also was in the 70s, Jim Glazer is one of my absolute favorite country singers. And he's actually one of my favorite singers. The hard thing is he actually didn't have that many songs. What?
You're one of those people who have your absolute favorites. Absolute means many
Right.
favorites.
Yeah, many can have the exact same ranking.
Right.
I can't pick between my
She has a
favorite
bazillion favorites.
I do. It's true.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
the other
true.
day.
He's up there in the ranking with Cliff Richard and Crystal Gale. So he
Right.
just-
Right.
Yep,
hmm
they're equal.
What's your favorite Cliff Richard song today?
Today.
A little in love.
A little. Is that the last one you heard?
Anyhow,
Anyway.
sorry, I just being.
No, it's true though. It's true though. But actually, Jim Glazer, I would play a lot more of his, but he doesn't have a ton of songs because he started out with his brothers, which was Tom Paul Glazer was actually the main singer. Tom Paul and the Glazer brothers. But this guy's voice, so unique,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
so soothing.
Gorgeous voice.
And his songs, I mean, my number one this time is You're Getting To Me Again, but Close Friends is great. Just go listen to his music.
And he wrote, was it Woman for
Gary Puckett.
Gary
yes.
Puckett, yeah.
He also performs it. I have to say that nobody does that song quite like Gary Puckett because he just owned that song and really nailed it. But yes, Jim Glazer actually wrote it.
Yep.
And so talented songwriter, talented singer, and yes, one of my absolute favorites.
Well, to wrap things up, I'll just mention this one last one because we've used it to close shows before. And it's a really good country song to kind of bring everything to a close and reminisce. It really makes you feel nostalgic. And that's I Was Country When Country Wasn't Cool by Barbara Mandrell. And yes, featuring George Jones, although he didn't really take much credit for it. He let Barbara take all of that. It was actually written by Fleming and Morgan, which is Kai Fleming and Dennis Morgan, who wrote Smoky Mountain Rain,
Oh.
and Tumbleweed by Sylvia,
Oh, that's
as well as Nobody. And
that
the
was on
one
my
note
list,
that
too.
I thought you might like on this one, Zena, is
I forgot about her. Sylvia's another one of my absolute favorites.
that the studio that Fleming and Morgan worked for, there was a receptionist. And that receptionist, her name was Sylvia Jane Kirby.
Yep.
And she became good friends with Kai Fleming. And they got together, and Sylvia always wanted to be a singer, but she, got a job as a receptionist just to kind of be in it a little bit.
It was very
But
smart.
so Kai Fleming kind of got to know her, and then finally they let her do Nobody and Tumbleweed that they had written, and they were hits.
Yeah, she's
They
got
ended
an
up
amazing
charting.
voice.
But I Was Country When Country Wasn't Cool is the last one by Barbara Mandrell, and it's just one of the most nostalgic country songs, I think.
It's true. Yeah, it's funny how she brings it forward because there used to be such a gap in country music, and it's true there's been snobbery. A lot of people that like pop or like classical used to look down on country music, and that's what it's talking about. All of a sudden in the 80s and 90s everybody wanted to be country.
It was because of that country icon, John Travolta.
Because of the
Urban Cowboy.
Actually,
Oh dear.
I will tell you.
I don't know if that's
No,
true
it
or
was.
not.
It was.
No.
That's why this song was written.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Really?
I didn't have it in my notes, but when I was reading about it, yeah, it was written as an answer to Urban Cowboy.
Because now it's cool
Right.
to be country.
Right.
But she was doing it back when, people were laughing at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well, he is dang cute in that.
But he's not a cowboy.
No.
Sorry.
He's not a cowboy.
Well, this has been a really fun show. Thank you, everybody, for bringing great songs to the table and just good discussion. We've went down memory lane and we've talked about great singers, great songs, and now we want to hear from our audience. What's one of your favorite country songs out of the 1980s or 1990s? Maybe one that has a story, one that means something to you. Please let us know in the comments. So we will be talking to you next week.
I'm not sure that we actually have a theme for next week's yet because we have an extra week in August here.
Yep.
Surprise,
So stay
surprise.
tuned.
Yep. And if you didn't listen to last week's about the music videos, go check it out. A lot
Or
of fun
Michael
discussion.
Jackson. The week before was about Michael Jackson. That was fun too.
Yeah, definitely listen to that one.
All right, wrapping it up. We will see you or hear you or listen. You'll listen to us next week. And until then, much love and God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.